Hey people, welcome to the Run Testers. It's Kieran here. I am in Durban in South Africa. Tomorrow I'm going to be running the Comrades Marathon for the first time. This year is a down year. Got 55 miles or about 87 kilometers to run in 12 hours. It's going to be anywhere between 6 degrees in the morning when we first start, right up to 21, 22 degrees in heat. The shoe that I chose to do this, if you watched our video that we had on the channel earlier, was a Saucony Endorphin Elite. And this is going to be my race test video of how that got on. Let's go and find out. We're out what with dinner. We've done we've been nearly an hour running. Now, just bumped into Dino,
10.5 kg.
who didn't follow the Run Testers advice. He's gone with the Adidas Prime X Strung. So that's cool. It's a great shoe. So yeah,
Help me fly.
Yeah. And if we both got it wrong, we're going to swap halfway. But yeah, good luck, Dino.
Thanks, you too.
So I think we're around 25 k's or something in. So I just thought I'd give you a little update. The Endorphin Elite running really well so far. Happy days. It was quite a hectic start. There are lots of people around. It's kind of spread out a bit now. Sun's coming up. It's getting hot. It's just non-stop up and down. But shoes are doing what I need them to do right now. The good thing is that they're pretty protective. So at the moment I'm very easy pace, not pushing it too hard, and they've got just the right kind of balance of cushioning underfoot with a little bit of extra. There they go. So turns out on the Run Test we've got a lot of South African followers. Everyone's become a percent low. So hello South African Run Tester watchers. But yeah, so we're out. Yeah, it's about to get hot. But yeah, as I said, the Endorphin Elite, so far the right choice. Feeling good, but I will do another update a bit further on when we've kind of got into the meat of the race where they're really going to be tested. But yeah, it's been magic. I've seen loads of you out have come and said, "Look, that's fantastic." So I better crack on. So we're coming up to about half marathon to go, a little bit more. We're coming down one of the big, long, steep descents, which is one of the things I was worried about the Saucony Endorphin Elite, how it'd hold up. And you started to have those very kind of steep descents. Again, it's fine. Yeah, it's a little bit firm perhaps, and maybe something a little bit more cushioned might be good, but I do think it's got pretty decent stability considering. I mean, the miles that I've done and the hours I've been on feet so far, it's been a bang on shoe for this race, to be honest. A little bit of foot fatigue, but that's to be expected on a race like this. But the footbed has been nice. It's kind of cradled my feet really nicely. No hot spots, no blisters, no movement, just bang on. So I think I made a good decision, but I can't wait. All the people who I met on course who are telling me they're Run Testers fans talking about their shoes. I'd love to hear about what you ran in and how you got on with it for this race. And perhaps at some point we'll do another video where we talk about the best shoes again and get some of you guys in on the act as well. But anyway, I better crack on, get this done. So the race is done. I got this tiny little medal. Got Bill Rowan, I don't know the exact time, under 9 hours. And the shoes that I ran in, as I said on course, they were perfect. The race test of the Saucony Endorphin Elite were absolutely bang on. Comfortable, cushion, protective, no hot spots, no blistering. They were good on the downs, good on the ups, protected my legs, gave me a little bit of energy when I needed. Everything I thought and hoped they would be, so those shoes are good.
So I'm back in the UK just 5 days after the Comrades, and I wanted to share a few more post-race thoughts on the performance of the Saucony Endorphin Elite. Now I picked this shoe for a few reasons, mainly overall its comfort. It's got plenty of room in the toe box, there are no hot spots, no rubbing. I'd run a 50k Ultra on tarmac in it in testing, and I found the balance of the cushioning, protection from the road, and the overall response was really spot on. One thing I really liked is they're not too aggressive. They offer a relatively stable base that's able to cope at a range of paces, or more importantly, with a range of form, and that goes from good right through to when you're feeling really ragged. And on the course, it absolutely delivered. The Comrades is 100% road, so you're moving at slower paces as well, and you need a shoe that will sometimes let you walk comfortably too, because there's a lot of hills you've got to climb. But the thing I was most worried about were the really steep downhills. There were a lot of big descents, like a 6k steep descent, where I think some carbon shoes with high stacks of foam and less stability may have struggled. Now the Elite, they really handle those hills really very well. I saw a huge range of shoes being worn, from the Asics Nimbus 25 to the On Cloud Monsters, the Alphas and the Vapors. There were lots of Hokas too, Cliftons, Mach 5s, so there's a huge range of shoes being worn there. And it seemed to be the selection was definitely down to personal preference. But when it comes to shoe selection, I think the course is open to a wide range of shoe options. Now a lot's going to depend on how you plan to run it. If you're going to be fast, you want to be at the front, or you're going to be slow, you're going to only be doing kind of a run-walk strategy. In all honesty, I think the Mach 5 or an Endorphin Speed 3 would have performed equally as well as the Saucony Endorphin Elite, and you definitely don't necessarily have to go for a carbon plate. I still think you want something that's lightish and fairly agile and not too spongy. You want something that's going to give it a little bit back. And then one quick little word on durability. I've obviously now done a 50k in this. I've also done the 55 miles, extra miles around this. I don't know what the total is. I'm probably up to somewhere closing in on kind of 200 miles in this shoe. But the one thing I've noticed, particularly from the tarmac and the steep downhills, is that the outside of these soles are starting to show a decent amount of wear. I don't think it affects the overall performance of the shoe. You can start to see it there, though it is sort of coming away, interestingly, in some points that are quite hard to get to. I think that comes from the steep downs of the Comrades, where it's eaten up the shoe quite a lot on the outside, where that foam is starting to degrade, and there's a big kind of wedge there of foam that I've rubbed off. So durability, you can see there's some flaps here. The Comrades is a testing race, and yeah, whatever shoes you go for, they're going to take a bit of a battering. I think these have held up. They're still good for extra miles, but I just wanted to make you aware that the distance is starting to eat into these shoes a little bit, particularly when you're taking on something as challenging, or the tarmac is as steep as the Comrades. Verdict then on the Saucony Endorphin Elite as a Road, Ultra and Comrades race shoe. Well, I'd recommend them if you like things a shade firmer and you've got deep enough pockets for the big price tag that these come with. But equally, having run the race now, I think there are plenty of other shoes that will do just as good a job as a Saucony Endorphin Elite as well. And you certainly don't have to be thinking about carbon shoes either. I think a good daily trainer will also do the trick. So things like the Saucony Endorphin Speed, the Mach 5, even the Endorphin Pro would work really nicely. And I think the overarching feeling that I get from this race is you're going to need a shoe that's going to protect you basically over longer miles. So whatever you prefer in terms of protection, if that's higher cushion, then go for that. If you're happy to go with something that's a little bit lighter, a little bit more racy, perhaps a touch firmer, then the Saucony Endorphin Elite is definitely an option. Obviously comes with quite a high price tag though, so you can definitely run that race with cheaper shoes. Lots of people did. But for me, I went for this shoe because I knew that it would deliver what I needed, and it absolutely did. So there you have it. That has been my race test of the Saucony Endorphin Elite at the epic Comrades Marathon. What an experience that was. If you're interested in getting involved in that, you've seen this video and you think maybe I'd like to try it, go and check out Marathon Tours and Travel. I'll put a link in the caption below. They do packages from the UK that help you manage all the difficult logistics over there. It's a race that I can highly recommend. I've run a lot of races over the years, and this one is above and beyond one of the best that I've ever run. Definitely experience you should do if you're up for it. As ever, if you have any comments or questions, hit us up below. If you were running the race, you ran in a different shoe, let us know what worked for you or what didn't work for you. Always pleasure to hear about what other people have found that works. If you ran it, congratulations. Thanks for all the people who came and said hello. If you're interested in how I got to the decision of the Saucony Endorphin Elite, there's a video on the channel right now about how I chose that shoe. Otherwise, it's been a pleasure to talk to you, and we will see you again soon on the Run Testers. Thanks for watching, everyone.